disaster must come. At best, only postponed. Shaolin Kung Fu, to survive, must now be taught to more young men.
Welcome once again to another episode of Fists, Kicks, and Flicks, the podcast about martial arts, movies, and life. I am one of your hosts, Eugene Plowden, and with me as always, my podcast partner, Joe Hartley. What's up, man?
What's going on, Gene?
If this is your first time with us, I want you to know we are members of the Martial Arts Center Network. And on Mondays, you got the Winner Circle with myself, Isaiah Gatherings, Chris Walker, and Angel Diaz. Tuesdays, the Inside Scoop with Alex and Jeff. Wednesdays, the Traditional Way with Brett Shumway. Thursdays is us, Fists, Kicks, and Flicks with Gene, Joy, and Angel. For more information, check us out on all of our social media platforms. Just look for the Martial Arts Center Network on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, Patreon, and don't forget about the main app, the Martial Arts Center Network app. Joe, it is showtime. What's up, man?
Man, I'm just spending time with the family and working.
You feeling like a zombie right now, man?
I'm okay. I'm getting enough sleep. Like I need 6 hours to function. 6 hours and a cup of coffee, and I'm good. So, but then I get home and I am sometimes ready to crash because I did 12s and then I just did 8 today because today's my day off. So, and I had to be home for my son's drum lesson anyway. So I'm like, there's no point in staying. I'm already getting time and a half just for showing up on my day off. So. And other than that, man, just spending time with the family, my mom, my aunt, checking in on her. She's been a little up and down lately. She was in and out of the hospital. She's getting better from that, but now she's just slowly but surely she's just losing a little bit more here and there. She's just I've seen this working at a nursing home, so I kind of know what's to come. But trying to explain it to my, her sisters, my mom, and my other aunt, they don't fully understand it, but they're seeing it now. But we try to have somebody visit every day. So my mom and my aunt take turns because they're retired, and I'll pop in after work or something like that, just, because it's on the way home, and check up on her, make sure everything's working good, make sure she's got food. And, that she's actually eating and that, she's just cleaned up and doing pretty good. So, and she always recognizes me and she's real happy to see me. So basically, I mean, I think that's where she's at. Like her short-term memory is where it's at. Like that's where things are gone. Like she won't remember seeing me, but she knows who I am every time. Like she knows my kids even, and she's barely seen them. So that part's still there. Like she knows who people are. She can tell you stories from 15 years ago, but she just can't tell you what she did yesterday. So. Which, it stinks because I try to ask her like, oh, what'd you do here? What'd you do there? How's this? How's that? And she'll try to remember, but she's like, oh, I don't really remember. So I'm like, I won't push the issue. Just love her and try to I do things, we go play ping pong or we'll do a little exercise ball, or she likes puzzles and coloring. She actually really likes coloring.
My grandmother used to like to color a lot. Color and do puzzles. So
when I show up with the kids, the girls, including my wife, will all color with her and they'll compare their coloring and it'll be great. So a lot of fun there. Other than that, man, it's rough to be a football fan right now. Just Lions, Jerome Moore. Like I'm just gonna stick to the Pistons for now and the Red Wings.
What about the Tigers?
Well, they don't start until a few more months. So I'll hopefully they make some. The Tigers gotta make a couple moves and get a little more consistent. But yeah, man. And don't get me wrong, like I'm still gonna watch everything and everything, but it was rough this weekend for both our teams, man. Like, damn.
Yeah, well, I mean, I'm not surprised.
You called it a while back, and I really wanted to go against you on it, but a little part of me was just like, he might be right because we were dominating that game at the beginning, and it's like, since when does Dan Campbell take his foot off the gas? What the hell?
But think about it also. I don't think it was the offense because the offense was scoring, right?
No,
I mean, we did have some 3 and outs, of course, but man, our main stars, in the backfield are gone. No Kirby Joseph, no Trent Arnold, and now no Brian Branch. And he got hurt the week after I said we shut it down before some people get hurt. He gets hurt.
9 times out of 10, like the people come out of the woodworks and figure it out. And we were, like I said in the beginning, we had them, but then all of a sudden you're just letting Puka and Devontae Adams just go crazy.
And the reps also. The reps.
Man. They were already close enough. They were getting that touchdown one way or another.
Maybe I don't even think it was a catch.
Two of their first touchdowns were 4th down plays. That's what pissed me off. You should be stopping people on 4th down. They're not.
But once again, like our defense, man, we don't have the personnel back there.
It just sucks.
So
yeah. At this point, if we make the playoffs, it could be sad again. And if we don't make the playoffs, it might not be the worst thing.
Man, I really don't want them to get to the playoffs and lose. I don't want to see that again. I don't want. I've seen that so much. Them getting to the playoffs and
they're going to back into the playoffs, so they're going to end up with a tough matchup.
Yeah, it'll probably be Philadelphia or the Rams, right?
Well, the Rams right now hold the top spot, so no. They'll get Philadelphia, and the Rams will probably get a bye at this point, so it'll probably end up being like Seattle or San Francisco.
Okay.
So. Because the first 2 teams get a bye, right?
Yeah, and I don't think it's 2 anymore. I think last year it was just 1 team. Last year they got the bye.
Oh, I think you're right. So then it would just be, at this point, it'd be LA gets a bye, which Chicago might be in the contention for that too.
Yeah, and I don't even understand why people are just we'll win the last 3 games. Really, we almost lost to the Giants. We almost lost to the Giants.
Well, and 2 of the last 3 are away games. You're going to have to play a pissed off and don't give a crap Vikings. You're going to have to play a pissed off Ben Johnson at home. Not, I mean,
in
away
the cold.
For them.
In the cold.
And you're going to have to play the Steelers at home, which is a winnable game. We can beat the Steelers, but that defense been stepping up lately. So.
Yeah, I mean, after watching them play the Giants, I just don't know now, and that's only because of how beat up our defense is.
Yeah, I know.
So man, I just don't know, man. It's not too much offense. And another thing they did also in this game, which they haven't done all year, is they started Montgomery. David Montgomery started. He was the running back at first to get going. And I don't know why that's what they've been doing the previous years. I don't know why they tried to switch to Gibbs. Like, I think David Montgomery is good to start him off in the beginning because he can help wear that defensive line down. And then Gibbs can just take off because they're worn down. What were you saying?
No, it's like, breaking through a wall. He's gonna 1, 2, 3. He's gonna get through that wall. And now that it's nice and soft, then Gibbs is just
yeah, because I think that David Montgomery is a little bit more durable than Gibbs, and he'll get you yards where you think he's about to go down. He'll give you 3 or 4 inches, and I've seen Gibbs lose 1 or 2 as soon as he gets the ball. And now don't get me wrong, he will take off on you, but
he's a home run hitter.
Yeah, but it seems like David Montgomery is a little bit stronger to me. So
yeah,
I just don't want them to get hurt. And David Montgomery is getting older also.
Yeah.
That's why I was really, I mean, next year has to be the year. They have to win the Super Bowl next year. They have to. Hopefully. I mean, because if they don't win it next year, then there's going to have to be some serious adjustments. David Montgomery, when he came over to the Lions, he had already had a few years on him. So we're going to be getting ready to replace him pretty soon. And next year might be his last year for the Lions,
Yep.
And like I said, I don't, man, these injuries, man, you just never know. People don't come back the same. Like, think about basketball, right? Klay Thompson, remember when Klay got hurt when he was in Golden State? He has not been the same since he got hurt and tried to, help them win that championship. I mean, it's just, you can have one bad injury and that could be it. You're not as explosive as you used to be. I don't think Aiden is as good as he was before he got hurt. I think he had he was killing people before he got hurt. He's doing good now, but it's not the same.
It might take next year to get it back.
Hopefully. Yeah. Well, I hope they really address in this offseason. I really hope they address the defensive line and the offensive line and depth also, man. Because when these guys go down, you got to have somebody that can step up, somebody pretty good that's going to step up for you.
100%.
Yeah,
100%. How you been, man?
I've been hanging in there, man. I'm ready to get through New Year. I'm ready. I'm going on fumes to make it to the end of the year, man. I'm just ready to get over with. Are you done with all your Christmas shopping?
It'll start this week.
What?
We'll say we got it on order. We'll order. It'll be here a couple days.
Okay. You haven't even started.
Oh, my wife knows what to get.
So you put her in charge of it.
Yeah, I'll do
that. Well, yeah.
It was up to me, man. Everybody, I'd be like, here's 3 gift cards or some money.
Yeah. So, yeah, man, I got a couple things left to get. My, champ, he's good. But yeah, I got a few things. I'm probably gonna be going right up to the deadline. Not Christmas Eve. I'm not doing that. I'm not playing that crazy game. Not Christmas Eve.
I've done that. I went to Meyer at like 11.
Yeah, I did that. I did that with Ski. One year Ski asked me to go with him, and we walked into Meyer, and the line was at the door.
I know, that was the crazy part to me. I was like, "Oh man,
the line is at the door when you walked in, and you had to. The line goes all around the store and then back to the cash.
In fact, when I got in the line, I said, "Oh, is this where the procrastinators go?" And one guy turned around at me. He was like, "The F do you just say?" I was like, "Wow, okay, maybe he didn't think that was that funny." I thought it was funny.
Yeah, so Ski was like, jump in the line for me while I go shop. And that's what I did. I waited. And then that was the last time I told him, like, I'm never coming out with you. Like, Ski made it a habit. He used to call me every Christmas Eve, come out to the store.
Oh, for real?
Yeah, he used to make a habit of it every year. But like, so then eventually I started avoiding his call. I'm like, man, I'm not going out on Christmas Eve and shopping. Like, you waiting to the last minute. That's crazy. So
10 years ago I probably would have, but now I'm not trying to deal with all that. I just like my online shopping.
Yeah, it's so much. Man, you go to a store and they don't either have the size you're looking for, the color you're looking for, and you're bouncing around. You got to go to this other store. It's, what? I can just do all of this. I would say this year, most of the stuff that I'm getting is coming from online. Most of the stuff is coming from online. I only got a couple things to get from the store, and that's pretty much it. Now, be able to knock out most of that this weekend, and then I might have to grab a couple things maybe Monday or Tuesday next week, and then that's it. I'm done.
Yeah, we'll
give cards to people, and that's it.
We'll run to like Five and Below for stocking stuffer.
See, that was the first thing we did. Me and Melissa, we did that back in October. So we've been took that one out.
During Christmas, they should change Five and Below to stocking stuffers. This is the best place. This is the best place, man. I can do like $30, $40 a kid and stuck a whole stocking. It's like, oh hell yeah, that's easy.
Have you been
to man, it's not terrible stuff.
Have you been to Spirit of Christmas yet?
What is that?
So they are now turning Spirit of Halloween to Spirit of Christmas.
No, I haven't
gone yet either. There's only 2 of them. They only did 2 of them in Michigan, but that was a smart idea. Like, Spirit of Halloween, that stuff is starting to go up earlier and earlier.
Yeah.
When did that store open in August now? Something like that,
I wonder if
So
they just keep like they have a lease on it permanently or what they do for that.
I don't know. I really don't know because I never see any other businesses going into those locations, and those locations are not open all year round.
We had a big one by us for a while, and it was pretty popular. And then it must have fizzled out because they turned into a fireworks shop now.
Mm.
Once fireworks were legal year round, it just became a firework place.
That was the worst thing they could have did for Michigan, man.
I know.
They shoot those things off. I mean, and it's not even like the little fireworks that we had when we were kids. Like this is the stuff that you go see downtown. Yep. There's no need for me to go. Like we stay in the neighborhood and we watch fireworks from all different directions every 4th of July. Me and Melissa, DJ will go outside. We just see them.
I laugh on it. It's like 3 weeks later, and you'll just see like a random shoo, and I'm like, oh, there goes the bat signal. Like that's what everyone does. Like, what was it's not even multiple. They don't even put on a whole show. They just randomly someone like, oh, I just found this. Oh, might as well blow my hand off today. Like, what the hell?
Yeah, man. So other than that, man, I just been working. Like I said, man, next Wednesday is my last day of work for the year. So I'm just, just going on fumes, man. Just going on fumes to get to the end of the year. So me and Isaiah had an interesting discussion on Winter Circle the other night. And
I'm gonna have to listen tomorrow. I didn't get to it today.
Yeah, man. One of the questions I have was I don't know if you noticed this, but why are jujitsu practitioners so opinionated about other gyms and academies? Have you seen that online? Like people will bitch and complain that you train at this particular school, or you're with this affiliation, or when you got these stripes on your belt. And man, it's when you go in some of those groups on Facebook, you just see a lot of negativity, and it got me to thinking. I was like, I never cared where you got your black belt, Joe. When I met you, you were already a black belt. It didn't even matter. I didn't need to see any credentials. I didn't need to know, who you trained with. It was like, oh, this is Joe and Greg. They black belts. Okay, cool. I never cared about anybody that's part of the Michigan karate circuit. I never cared.
We're going back to the old kung fu days where it's like, mine is better than yours and mine is better.
Mm-hmm.
We don't recognize this. It's really what it is. It's jockeying for position, I guess.
Yeah, but it's stupid. It's like, what's the I was looking at one, people. I saw this guy. He got a stripe or two on his belt, and it was like, hey, after 8 months of training, I finally got my stripe or two. I think one stripe or two, whatever. And the comments were, where you're training at? You have 2 stripes already or 1 stripe already after 8 months, and it's like, why do you care where this person got their stripe from? It doesn't matter as long as they're learning jujitsu.
Not only that, but think about it. It would be different because what if that guy has already, done some wrestling and done some martial arts? Like if you and I go, we're gonna pick this stuff up really quick.
Yeah, and I do.
You don't know that story, and obviously, like the first few stripes are probably just going to come very easily to you.
Mm-hmm.
And then eventually, when it gets a little bit harder, obviously it's probably going to take a little longer.
Mm-hmm.
But we're the type of people, we're gonna, like, I know this. I've done this. I've gone to multiple places, with my knowledge, and right away they know that I know what I'm doing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so I was just like, why do you guys care? Like, who? Like, just say congratulations. Like, this person does not have to prove anything to you. So what does it matter? I get it. Like I said, like even with the guy Moneyberg, that guy, who got his black belt in 3.5 years. I don't believe that he's truly a real black belt, but 3.5 years black belt. Okay, fine. Who cares? I'm not sending my kids to him, and he doesn't have a school, and he's not an instructor. This guy, I can tell he's one of those guys that just wants to walk around and say he has a black belt. Whether he purchased it or not, who cares?
And that's on whoever gave that to him. That's
not on exactly.
If you're, and I get it. Like money talks, man.
Yeah, because now you're gonna have, as that instructor, you're gonna have a problem because now other people are gonna be expecting that also.
And he'll probably do it if it's the right amount of money.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, most of us would, but I mean, most of us that have been doing this for a while probably wouldn't, because
But
we
you're not
sit
going to
on
double
our hands.
down on it. Also, you're not going to double down and try to say this person is really really good and they deserve it, and it is what it
It's none of my
is.
business. It's not me.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Everybody got
Yeah.
an opinion, man. Everybody's
Mm-hmm.
got something to say.
So check this out, man. So Friday night, I went to well, not award ceremony, a crossing ceremony for my fraternity.
Okay.
One of my friends sent me a message. He used to have his daughters used to be in my school. I knew his brother. His brother was my frat brother, and
Okay.
I remember when he went to Ferris. I remember when he was a freshman. So he reached out to me. He sent me a flyer about a crossing ceremony. People were about to join the frat. So I said, okay. And I went to it Friday. I'm normally am not the type of person that goes out, but because he sent it to me, I said, I'm going to go out and see what this thing is about. So I went there, and he was crossing. I was like, man, you never told me that you were crossing into the fraternity. Congratulations. But one of the brothers who I haven't seen in a while, he went to Eastern. He saw me, was happy to see me, hadn't seen me in a while. And he's like, what you been up to, man? And I was like, well, I just been, working and running my school. And he said, you know what? Do you know, he said, Charles, Marcus. And I was like, no, I don't know those brothers. So he called them over to me, right? These two guys walk up to me and they're looking at me. And they're looking like, we know you from somewhere. And I was like, hey, how you doing? I was like, well, maybe from the frat. I've been part of the frat since '97, and I've crossed years before these guys, and it wasn't them. It wasn't there. They're like, maybe we send you online. I didn't tell them my name. And then I said, well, my name's Eugene Plowden. And they both go, oh, okay. And I was like, what the hell? One brother steps up and he was like, I used to be your cousin's softball coach. And I said, oh, you coached at Renaissance. So I'm thinking he's talking about Morgan. He was like, no, Avery. Avery used to play softball at the Rosedale Park Community Center when he was little, like 5 years old. And I'm like, how the hell you remember Avery when he was 5 years old? And he remembered his name. He said Avery. He was like, no, Avery, your cousin Avery. I was like, damn. Mm-hmm. The other guy, Charles, he was like, he's like, I know Avery, I know Morgan, I know your uncle. He's like, I know Richard. He's like, my cousin is Richie Everidge. And I was
wow. Wow. That's crazy.
Hell yeah, he lives here in Michigan.
Yeah.
So we got to talking, and I was like, yeah, I saw Richie not long ago. I can't remember if that was at my uncle's tournament or if that was in Chicago. I seen him. I talked to him recently. I can't remember where it was. And these brothers to know and communicate with and network with, and I'm gonna be doing more networking with them. They have some good opportunities. One of the guys came up to the school yesterday to saw the school, and they train in martial arts also. So I went down to run down about the school, and he was like, "Can I come train with you sometime?" I was like, "Yeah, sure, come on through." So they're gonna come hang out, and they got some ideas about how to help me promote the school and get it out there more. Because they were like, "How come you're not promoting this in the frat?" He's like, "We all got families and kids, and we know people. Like, you're not using the frat to your ability." I was like, "I know, man. I know. I'm dropping the ball." So he was like, "Don't worry about it. We're gonna help you out." So I said, "All right, cool." So
that's nice.
Yeah, man. So I definitely need to use my fraternity a little bit better, the way that I'm supposed to use it. But at the same time, that comes with more stuff for me to do, getting out there to community service events and things like that. I'm just like, I don't know if I had the extra time for something else, So
yeah.
Anyway, yeah. But that's about it, man. Other than that, work and teaching, that's it. So, but let's talk about our movie or our TV show, Kingdom, season 1, episodes 5 and 6.
These ones started off wild because, actually, this one started off wild, and then the second one ended wild.
Mm-hmm.
This one you got. At first, I forgot what this was, and it looks like Elby's like interviewing himself, but then that's exactly what's happening. He's like, he is talking to someone.
Mm-hmm.
It's just the problem is he's talking to somebody he wants to basically kill. And it's the two guys that beat up his son after he had, he found out now in the last episode. So now he's, going over this, and one guy, they pan in real close, and then slowly they start panning out each time, and he's just talking crazy, saying some messed up stuff.
Yeah, he's talking about he what was he talking? He was talking about his father, right?
Yeah,
he was talking about his dad. Yeah.
So the more they pan out, and then you see like red in the background, and then you see blood all over him.
You see it on shirt. I thought that was just a splatter pattern for his t-shirt. I was like, oh, to promote, his MMA gym. But no, that was real blood.
Yeah, it was real blood, and slowly, like I said, they show us what's going on, and he's basically having a dream about killing these two idiots in a cage with a sledgehammer or whatever it was. And it kind of shows he's a bit of a psycho.
that's putting it lightly.
Those are some psychotic. I don't have dreams like that, but we just don't. And like I said, slowly but surely you're trying to figure out what the hell's going on, and then he wakes up, and then you realize it's a dream. And then did he pull a tooth out, or did he was he purging? I couldn't tell what that was when he went in his mouth and threw something in there.
Oh, I thought that he went to the bathroom to take a pill, and he took the pill, and then he stopped himself and tried to bring it back up. Because we see him with some pills later on, and he doesn't take them. He has the bottle, and then he just kind of puts it away.
So we get the title screen, and then we go right into Nate. Nate finally getting some, not letting his brother hog the show. But the crazy thing is, Nate didn't really seem as interested as she.
No, he didn't.
He was like going to his phone, and she had to tell him like, "No, give you your phone. What are you doing? We're almost there. Like, come on."
Yeah, I don't understand how he could have been like that. I didn't get that.
This was him and Tatiana, so
yeah,
I guess they had a good night, and, to end up here. And but the phone calls from his brother. So basically saying that he's got to take care of mom today because he's got to fight. Which Nate
didn't know about. He didn't know anything about the fight.
No, but he should have stayed with Tatiana because that would have been a lot funner.
Or had Tatiana come over to his house.
Not with mom in the bedroom.
He could have been like, she detoxing. Don't worry about it. Ignore her.
That's because that's not going to set her out. Now, what's really crazy is LV figures out that Ryan needs to try to work things out with his family, with his mom and dad.
This whole dynamic is weird to me, man. This whole dynamic
is why, like I said, this is a drama first and a karate second. Which makes it more interesting because there's a lot that goes on. Because he wants Lisa to be the one to facilitate.
Yes.
Now, I'm sorry, but it is not a good idea to be having your current girlfriend, fiance that you're training, to get more involved than anything. It's just not smart.
I don't know. I don't even understand why he thinks it's smart, and I definitely don't think Lisa thinks it's a good idea.
Yeah, but she does it. She does it.
I think she just wants. But she does it. I think she does it because she genuinely cares for Ryan and wants the best for him. But she also knows that he has some issues, and this could blow up in all of their faces.
Well, and if I remember correctly, I think in season 2, a lot of shit comes to head. We see Ryan and Keith kind of interacting. It looks like there's some kind of family day, but they're not getting any visitors. And of course, Keith is asking all kinds of questions. Keith wants to go inside, but he's afraid to go inside because of the other idiot without Ryan.
Yeah.
So
they remind me of Lenny and George from Mice and Men.
Yeah. Which I just don't know why Ryan invests so much time in Keith.
I don't know either. But probably because the only thing I could think of, I had that same thought when I was watching it, and the only thing I could think of is Ryan wants to make sure that this guy doesn't murder him in his own sleep. That's the only thing. Because why else would you take an interest in this guy?
No, I get that, but there's like, okay, so I got this thing. I might have said this already before, but I got this thing at work where when people start saying that person, if anyone was ever going to go postal in here, it would be that person.
Mm-hmm.
And like we got a couple of those,
Mm-hmm.
and they're actually pretty nice.
Mm-hmm.
And so I say, you know what you do about that? I said, go to the vending machine, grab a candy bar, go up to that person, introduce yourself, give them the candy bar. I was like, you will not be the first one on the list.
Yeah, you might be right, but that person might be like a cat too. And all of a sudden, if you feed him, he's always going to come back around, man.
Oh, and that's the issue. I got three people that think I'm their best buddy. And most of the time they're okay to talk to, but sometimes I'm like, oh,
you're just making sure that nothing happens to you when they lose it.
Yep. And everybody's always telling me, they're like, how can you talk to so and so for that? I'm like, man, I'm just a nice guy. I can listen to people and you know, eventually I'll just be like, okay, I gotta go back to work. I'll see you later.
Yeah, but see, this is I've been in that position also, and it's cool to it's cool to talk to them every now and then, but at the same time, I don't want to happen what Keith does later, which eventually will happen when they get too attached to you.
You're not wrong. Before this trip with Ryan, Lisa and Elvie go have like a brunch or a lunch with her dad.
Mm-hmm.
So we meet the dad for the first time. He looks, I guess it sounds like he's a somebody, like he has money.
Mm-hmm.
And he has a car that drives him. He dresses real nice. But he doesn't really seem to be into Elvie very much.
Mm-hmm.
And he kind of asks a lot of questions about the gym and Lisa's role. And also we find out, maybe not right here, but later, Lisa invested in the gym before, you know, Elvie really gave her like a spot.
Mm-hmm.
Probably with his money.
Mm-hmm.
So later he does say something to Elvie about that. Like, well, what does Lisa get her investment back? If this, if that, this. So that's interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Because I've known people that start businesses with a current significant other,
Mm-hmm.
and then it doesn't work out. And then the significant other is either left holding the bag or taking over the business without the person who they started the business.
Mm-hmm.
And it doesn't go good. So that's it. But it is what it is. Again, Ryan, you know, Ryan's going to go and see his dad, and he's got to deal with Keith. Keith wants him to stay. Keith wants to even suggest going with him, which would be a bad idea.
Yeah, that would be a bad. I think that dad would have found a way to get rid of Keith.
Yeah,
if Keith showed up.
You should just drop the Keith off somewhere and leave him. But he's talking about he said start a puzzle. You got a puzzle, you know, and we'll finish the puzzle together. So of course that's what he does, but you know something's gonna go wrong with that.
Yeah.
That's something when it's Keith. Just every time Ryan's gone, something goes wrong.
That's another thing, man. The people that act like this, like Keith, you know, at some point in time, they're going to snap. Yeah. It's going to happen at some point in time. So I don't know why a person would keep pushing that person until they snap. That's not a good thing at all.
No. The crazy thing is, Lisa's dad wants to have dinner with the two of them, but Lisa talks about how Jay has a fight and she's gonna, you know, take care of that, and that Elvie should come. And Elvie decides he's gonna go hang out with the dad instead.
Mm-hmm.
And he don't want nothing to do with Jay's fight. He don't care about it.
That was weird. Like, I mean, I know your history, but that's still your son. No, and if you're okay with him training there, and you're okay with your girlfriend managing him, you might as well go. It's not like you got a bad relationship with them at this point in time.
When he told Lisa to go ahead and manage him, he kind of was like thinking like, yeah, good luck.
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't like something he thought was going to be taken. He didn't think she could get him a fight.
Right.
So at the same time, Nate is dealing with the mom, and Tatiana's texting him about the session for PT and everything. He's kind of blowing her off.
Mm-hmm.
So like we
I
got a
mean,
lot
I don't
going.
even. He could have just easily said, "Hey, I'm taking care of my mom. My mom's sick. I'm taking care of her. I'm not gonna be able to come. That's it." But
Yeah, he handled the whole thing very poorly.
yeah,
So then we get to Keith, and of course he's got most of the edges of the puzzle put together. He's probably gonna wait for Ryan, and then Michael comes in, and like he always does, he just destroys it.
now he got Keith to drop his guard too, because when he came in, Keith knew that something was about to happen. He was just waiting for something to happen, and then he pretended to help him and talking about the puzzle, and he's about to put a piece on, and then he just knocks it out, breaks the whole puzzle.
Keith should have done like Ryan told him to, and just cold cocked my man, but he's not that kind of person. Well, not exactly. He has
right.
He takes another route. LV sets up like a photo session with this. I'm assuming some kind of media outlet, some sort of magazine, maybe, or a television show. I'm not
Yeah,
sure.
I think he said it was a magazine. I think is what he said.
Yeah. So he warned the guy to kind of stay back because Ryan's not a big in your face camera kind of guy. And you kind of see it when the guy's out on the floor. Ryan just he asked him quite a few times very nicely.
Yeah.
Like, can you give me some room? Back it up. And this guy was not taking what LV said very serious.
And I was thinking the same thing. Like, it was making me uncomfortable because it's like, dude, back up. He's training. Like, why are you so close? And you have lenses. You don't need to stand right here. You can adjust and get back a little bit further and then adjust it to get.
But you were warned by LV to stay back, and you were like, "I'll be a fly on the wall." That was not a fly, bro.
No, that was like a gnat. He was being a gnat. He was all in Ryan's face as he was training.
So we can already tell where this is going because Ryan and Jay are doing their thing, and Ryan probably overdid it. He gets out and he pukes in the bucket, and the guy's getting pictures of it, and then Ryan snaps, throws his camera, throws a fit, to the point where Lisa has to come out and break it up and tell him go pick up the camera. Like, he listens to Lisa, but I mean, we're already seeing why this was a bad idea for Ryan.
Yeah, Ryan seems like a ticking time bomb. That's what he seems like to me.
Why isn't he in therapy?
Yeah, that's one thing they have not shown or at all. You would think he would have.
You have that kind of anger in you. You need to be in some kind of therapy. Because the first thing they tell him is like, why are you bottling this all up and then going into a ring to hurt? Like, you're going to kill somebody at this point. So Ryan comes back, and of course, Keith didn't have the puzzle together, this and that, and talks about how Michael came in and broke it up and all this other stuff.
And I thought at that point, that Ryan was eventually going to beat up Michael, is what I started thinking.
But Ryan is trying to help Keith understand, like, he's got to stand up for himself. He's not always going to be there. Because he even tells him, you just sat there? And he's like, yeah, because you started fighting. Shoot, Keith would be more likely to pull out his wiener or something than fight you.
Yeah.
What else? Oh, Jay comes back. He
does
that. Jay comes back and gets, to get ready for his fight. Albie talks to the detective about like what's going to happen next, and basically the detective tells him, "Well, we have, Nate's going to have to pick these guys out of a lineup, and then he's going to have to testify." And at this point, Albie still hasn't told Jay yet, has he?
No, he hasn't.
Yeah, so he's still, the second he tells Jay, that could just mess everything up.
But Alvy, they both Alvy and Jay. Like, I don't think he wants to tell Jay because Jay is probably going to say, "Let's go handle it," and he's probably going to agree with Jay, and he knows that he should not agree with Jay.
Yeah, but they probably should have just took care of it.
How would you say?
They should have took care of it. The police take too long. I hate to say that,
but this is the thing about that. I may or may not agree with you, but this is the thing. You already beat these guys up once, and look what they did to not Ryan, Nate. So you do it again, you might bring a whole nother set of problems to your place of business. They know you have a gym. They know where to find you. And you don't know when they may come, and you don't know how many people they might come with. That is a horrible position to be in.
Same thing would be true if you put them in jail. Stitches get
Well,
stitched.
maybe, yeah. Yeah, it's a mess up situation to be in.
A lose-lose situation no matter what. So at this point, two things are going on. Alvy's having his dinner with the dad, which, by the way, starts off okay, but it doesn't get very nice later. Because basically, the guy says Lisa's not right for Alvy, or Alvy's not right for Lisa, and that's when
I
he
think
starts
they're right.
talking about
I think
Lisa.
that's right.
No, you're not. You're. The dad's right, even though the dad's approach about it is pretty bad. And he talks about the investment Lisa made and what happens, if everything goes bottoms up. So, the valid questions. I mean, like I said, his approach was terrible, but it was valid, and he's just trying to be a good father. Obviously, he loves his daughter. Of course, Alvy basically is like, well, I disagree, and you don't know what you don't know, but sure. And then at the same time, Jay is basically he's getting something from Mac for his hand, and then the idea for the hand, because he doesn't have insurance, is to finish the fight and then say that he hurt his hand in the fight.
That was smart.
They can use the guy's insurance.
Yeah, that was smart.
Surprised that guy is kept up on his insurance payments.
Right, that was the first thing I thought of when he said that plan. You sure this guy has it? But I guess if he's going to have an MMA show, he has to have insurance. Yeah. Nobody's going to get any type of regulation. Be able to throw a show if you don't have that. Otherwise, you're doing backyard fights. That's the different thing.
Yeah. So the problem with this fight is Jay had 3 days notice, and he had to move up a weight. He was already probably heavy for his normal weight, but he wasn't heavy enough for this match. He was. And this fight pretty much went like Nate's fight went. He got his butt kicked for 2 rounds, and then he pulled it off in the end, barely, with a nice armbar triangle. But man, and then I thought he wasn't going to get paid, but apparently Lisa worked something out, because she got $700 plus. She told the guy she was going to make an insurance claim as he messed up his hand, just like they talked about. Now, the funny thing is, this dude is known for ducking out of pain and taking care of people. So she had Matt take off his tire off his car. So when he got to the car, he was like, "What?" So they could get their money, and then they gave him the tire back.
Yeah, I mean that, and I know there are probably people out there like that, but out of all the people you don't want to mess with their money, I wouldn't want to mess with a MMA fighter, especially an MMA fighter that's not in the UFC. Yeah, I wouldn't. You shouldn't be playing with these local MMA people or regional or anybody that's not a multimillionaire or somebody that's in the UFC. Like, you should not be messing with them. You shouldn't mess with the other guys either. But these other guys
have some good muscle.
Huh?
You better have some good muscle at least.
Yeah, you bet. Yeah, you better. But then, you also you got to look over your shoulder 24/7.
Yeah, it's not a good look.
No.
So somehow, Lisa's dad talks Alfie into going to a strip club. So they've already been tying one on, and then he goes to the grocery store or whatever and gets little bottles of liquor so they can continue the party at the show. And again, the dad, he's already acting up. He probably went to get a dance and was getting too touchy-feely because they threw him out, and it looked like he had his pants around his ankles at some point. God only knows what he was working on. And Alvy kind of, gets him out of the situation without getting hurt too much, because a couple of bouncers were ready to mess my man up. And what does he get for his troubles? Basically, the dad tells him to F off. You're not good enough for my daughter. Oh, yeah, take your own ride home. This is my car.
Yeah.
Peace. Oh, yeah.
And that'll be the last time me and him be cordial. That will be it. That would be it. Yeah, and she would have to understand that.
I don't know. It didn't. I mean, it looked like this was the first time she spent some time with her dad recently in the past. Because the dad even said, well, I guess you guys are too busy to come and hang out with me. So she doesn't
No,
seem
no, 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 no.
her
I
relationship
mean,
is great with him anyway.
yeah, no, yeah, yeah. But she would have to understand, like, I'm not going to a barbecue at your family's house. I'm not.
Yeah,
If there's somebody's birthday party, no, because now he's been disrespectful now. And I'm not just going to keep my mouth closed if somebody's being disrespectful to me. Especially somebody like Alvy or Jay, they would lose it at the wrong time, and they wouldn't care that they losing it,
yeah.
So
Nate, I guess after taking over for Jay for the mom, started feeling bad about the way he treated Tatiana, so he wanted to go see her at work, but he didn't have PT that day, and she was with a client. So she basically told him like, one, it don't feel good to be treated like that, and two, you need to find another physical therapist. So she hands him over to the other guy for the last, I think he has what, 3 sessions, and basically, tells him to F off more or less.
Nate just seems like a strange character at this point in the story. Like
He
you
is.
can tell something's wrong with him because he doesn't have a best friend. He doesn't seem like he has any friends.
He's lost.
He's kind of quiet. He doesn't really talk to anyone. You can't get inside his head. It just seems like something really, really is wrong with this guy.
Something I didn't really talk about earlier. Ryan was having a conversation trying to pump Keith up, and during the conversation, he kind of mentioned like, if you don't have any confidence, if you can't stand up for yourself, you'll never get, you'll only be sleeping with fruit. Basically, you're never going to sleep with a woman. And he had talked to him about how he slept with the hot older chick in the
At the bar.
bathroom and all this stuff. And then he basically told Keith, and again, you're talking to a guy who's not all there.
Yeah.
So he told him to put his dick on the table. Now, that didn't mean literally, but of course Keith's gonna take this literally.
Yes.
It means like, put yourself out there, man. Show it off. Be confident about yourself. But Keith took it as, no, literally, I need to, if I want someone to see it, I'm gonna put it on the table.
But
So
why?
when does he choose to do that? Ryan's having a conversation with Lisa, and Keith comes over in the middle. And because Ryan tells him like, "Hey man, we're having a private conversation."
He was looking crazy as hell when he sat down. He was looking crazy as hell.
Well, of course he was, because he knew he was about to whip it out.
But why would I was wondering why did he think that was okay to do at that point to Lisa? Like, why would Lisa want to see his stuff? Why did he think that?
A problem.
Yeah,
he is slow. Right there, Ryan should have been like, "Okay, I'm done with this dude."
Yeah.
Like, I'm not entertaining this guy no more.
Well, he really can't do that, man. He'll mess around and end up like the guy from Misery. he'll be in his bed with a broken foot because Keith tied him up in the middle of the night and broke his foot.
The next episode opens up with Jay cleaning his mom up, giving her a bath and everything. I guess she's kind of finishing with her detox, and he's gonna let her out. Lisa and Albie are having, I guess, a love fest, but it doesn't look like it's going well for her. I don't understand all.
I didn't understand that either. I was like, is there a point to this? Like, are they going to explain this? Like, what's going on?
She looked uncomfortable and upset, but not really into it. And most of the time, most women I know would just would stop and be like, "This is not working. We need to fix something and do something else." But she just kind of grinned and bared it, and then walked away all pissed off. And it's
she was telling him, wait, right? She was saying wait or stop or something like that. And he just kind of flipped over like a pancake and kept on working.
I know. I mean, you're not even wrong. It was weird, man.
Yeah, sometimes and that would have taken it to another situation.
So I don't know. It's an odd situation altogether. But so they they have their little morning routine, and there's another problem because he made a smoothie, and he made her some, and she said, "Well, what's in it?" And he said, "Blueberries." Apparently, blueberries make her mouth itchy. So how do you not know this about someone you've been with for 2 years?
Yeah, I kind of think that Alvy probably thinks everything revolves around him and does not really pay attention or want to figure out her interests. He seems like really a self-centered person. All he cares about is the gym and
Well,
himself.
and she did call him a bulldozer earlier, which he's only proven this more.
Mm-hmm.
And then the whole idea of her going to with God damn it, I was gonna make it through an episode without this girl. That he, you know, has her going to her ex-fiance's parents' house to get him in the right mind frame to be their top fighter. Like, that's a lot to ask of a person.
Yeah, why are you going? She, if anything, Alvy should have been encouraging her to talk to him about going to see a therapist, not his parents.
Yeah, no, that's where it should start, because
Yeah,
going straight to the parents, you're cutting a few steps here.
yeah, because then a therapist can let you know when you're ready to go talk to your parents.
Well, and they can
Because you're going to get through some stuff.
They can actually bring the parents in eventually.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So, but I don't know, man. It's, again, they like to do things the hard way around here. We see the mom, Jay, and Nate having a conversation, and the mom wants to make them dinner. So, she's like, "Oh, I can go to." She's basically trying to get out away from Jay.
Well, that's what Jay thinks, and he may or may not be right. We don't know, because she didn't try to escape Nate when they did get out.
No, but she knows what she's doing, one way or another. So,
but if she would have ran away from Nate, I don't think Nate would have ran after her. He probably would have been like.
That's why she wanted Nate over Jay, because Jay was telling, like I said, he told her, "No, I'll go to the store and just give me a list." And she said, "No, I need to get out of this house and suffocating." So she ends up joining Nate for physical therapy, and then they're going to go to the store. And I thought for sure she was going to do something to get away or use or whatever after she just got clean. But yeah, she was a good girl in this one, so that's good. Before that, after Lisa kind of yelled at Alvy, she gave Alvy the money that she owes Jay to give to him later at the gym. And then the mom and Nate go to PT, and the mom was kind of wondering why it was a guy and not Tatiana and what happened. So she talks to Nate about that afterwards, and he kind of explains, like, yeah, didn't go well, more or less. And the mom doesn't really pry on it, but she was kind of like, okay, whatever. And she starts talking about, I guess Nate had an old injury where he's got a floating bone in his pelvis.
Sciatic.
Yeah.
So that was caused by an accident that he had. So now he just has to deal with sciatica.
So the mom starts talking to the therapist about pills, which a junkie talking about pills, not a good sign. Meanwhile, Ryan is getting flowers for his family with Lisa's help. And of course, Keith calls him about flip-flops. Again, you messed up, because I would not give that fool my number.
No. Yeah, and then the funny thing is he had the flip-flops on the whole time, so he just wanted to talk to Ryan just to talk to him. And then also he's on Ryan's bed. And Ryan told him, like, get off my bed. He's like, I'm not on your bed. Like why are you on this? Like,
he was calling it our bed anyway.
Yes, yeah, he did.
He's lucky. If Ryan heard that, I'd have been like, okay, man, you got to go somewhere else.
He acts like a little brother. That's what he acts like. Like he is Ryan's little brother. But they're grown, but he still acts like he's like about 6 or 7 years old.
Alvy does get a chance to tell Jay about what happened with the guys who jumped Nate and everything. And of course,
they get drunk at the bar.
Gives them his money, and then they go to the bar to kind of talk it out more. And Jay makes some very obvious points about, he basically says, what do you know about Nate that has nothing to do with fighting? Like, name 3 things. And Alvy can't name anything.
I don't think Alvy can name 3 things about anybody that does not revolve around fighting. He doesn't, even though he acts like he cares about Ryan, he doesn't know anything about Ryan, probably not. Or Lisa. And that was obvious with the blueberry comment that she made to him about the smoothie. And I'm quite sure he probably doesn't know anything about Jay either.
Now, the
Anything
funny thing,
positive, I should say.
the funny thing about Jay is Jay invites Alfie over
Mm-hmm.
knowing good and damn well that it's the mom is going to
Mm-hmm.
set him off. Like, come on.
I don't know why
That
why
that
did
was
he even
pure
do that?
evil.
Yeah, why would he even do that?
He's crazy. He loves to mess with his dad. He does it throughout the whole show.
Well, one of the things that Alvy said when he, I'm jumping ahead a little bit, but that's all right. One of the things that he was like, "Are you trying to mess my stuff up?" So I wonder, is there a backstory between Lisa and I think the mom's name is Christine? I wonder if there's a backstory between them because of how the episode ended.
I don't know that Lisa knows that much about Chris other than what Alfie told her.
Yeah. Well, I don't know because we'll get to that in a minute.
Because the only other person he could find out from is Jay. Because I don't see her talk to Nate much.
No.
Her and Jay seem really cool. So unless Jay had more, but Jay only, it didn't seem like anybody knew that Jay was visiting the mom until he brought her home.
All right, I'm gonna skip ahead. So the only reason I said that is because when Alvy and Lisa, when she comes back from Ryan's parents, as soon as she walks in the house, he tells her that, hey, yeah. And the way that she looked and slumped down in the seat let me know that she has a problem with that she's back around. And
she
my
might
thing,
have been in and out when the kids were little, and Alvy probably had to put her in her place a few times.
yeah, but Lisa would have been little also. I think Lisa is around the same age as Jay and Ryan. Yeah. So I'm thinking like, what is her beef? Like, what's her problem? Like, if she is with the boys, she's with the boys. That doesn't necessarily mean that she's trying to work things out with me.
True.
So I didn't understand why it seemed like that was the last scene with us seeing those two. She kind of slumps down in the seat and it kind of seems like she has a problem or she's upset. So, and I don't remember if they ever explained anything else between them.
That's a lot to deal with. We see Ryan, he's hesitant to walk in the house. He kind of walks in real slow with Lisa ahead of him. So he's almost using Lisa as a shield.
Mm-hmm.
But he walks in, the mom's real cordial. She's happy to see Ryan, you can tell.
Mm-hmm.
She's really happy to see Lisa. Smokes like a chimney a little bit, but and then she asks, she's like, she gets up and she makes sure the dad's ready to see Ryan, and then he goes back. And I'm just thinking the whole time, like, there's no way this is gonna go good.
Mm-hmm.
Like, maybe, but I don't know. I mean, that'd be a hard thing to get over. So, they kind of start off real cordial, and the dad eventually has him pick up some books and some passages that the mom, I guess, had dog-eared to about forgiveness. And Ryan kind of reads it hesitantly, but he's trying to do what he thinks his dad wants him to do to get on his dad's good side. And we're thinking, okay, the dad does say he forgives Ryan. So this is going better than I thought it was. But then the dad said, okay, good, I forgive you. But what do you think that means? Like, are we going to have a relationship? Are we going to hang out? Like, no, man.
That's a messed up situation to be because, now I'm paralyzed.
Yeah.
I had to sit in this chair and I have to blow into this chair in order to move the chair. And I was wondering, like how do you make it move left to right? Because he was making it move from left to right. I didn't understand it. Maybe, the more you blow it, in order to make it turn right, and you blow it a little bit less, maybe to go left. I don't know. I was wondering. I was thinking of that as I'm watching him blow into this little tube and making the chair.
You have to look that up. I'm sure there's some method to it.
Yeah, definitely.
So Ryan just kind of walks away.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, he doesn't really show a lot of emotion about it.
The only person that really shows emotion is Jay. Between Ryan, Nate, and Jay,
I know.
It's Jay and then Alvy. And Alvy's just mad when he shows emotion. You don't really see him happy.
No. Well, there is one in season 3 where he does kind of get happy, but when he gets a shot. But we see Lisa and Ryan. They're waiting for food at a store, and they're getting gas and all that stuff. And at this point, she asks about the interaction with the dad, and Ryan says it went well. He forgave him,
Mm-hmm.
but he doesn't tell her the full story.
Mm-hmm.
And at this point, I feel like he's just enjoying spending time with Lisa.
Yes. Yeah, he definitely.
But
You can tell that he wants her back.
yeah, and that'd be
And
hard.
mm-hmm.
That'd be
He even
really hard.
asked her, how didn't he say like
When
when
did you
did
and
they get
Alfie
together?
and how?
Mm-hmm.
And she said it just happened. I guess.
Mm-hmm.
Who knows? We'll probably never get the real story on that. The thing is, his feelings are not reciprocated by her at this point. She's just kind of like, okay, I did what I was supposed to do. Give me my food. Let's hurry up and get home.
She seems like the type of person that's like, listen, we were together. It did not work. And at no point in time am I ever interested in going back and rekindling this. I'm ready to move on. Like I really don't even really want to be around you anymore. That's the energy that she's putting out. That's not the type of energy that he's putting out. He kind of seems like he has it in the back of his head that, maybe I'll hang around a little bit and we'll be friends. And, maybe we'll eventually become best friends. And then, oops, accidentally something happens. I don't know why he would want to play that game with Alvy, though. No. Because Alvy seems like the type of person that is not going to beat you up. He'll probably shoot you in that situation when you're messing with, my girl.
So Alvy shows up to the boys, not really knowing he's walking into an ambush. Mm-hmm. And I'll say, right off the bat, he handled it okay. Mm-hmm. I mean, the dinner was weird because not a lot of talking was happening. Mm-hmm. But at a certain point, he finally does get up and he tells Christina, like, I need to talk to you over here. Mm-hmm. And he asks her, like, what are you doing? Like, what the hell? And
one thing they never explained is, okay, we don't know what she did before. There could have been a situation where she could have, because she's abusing drugs and she's sleeping around. So she could have had a situation where
Jay acted like Alfie was the one that pushed her to that by sleeping around and beating her.
Yes, yeah. But she could have been doing stuff like leaving the kids at home by themselves, neglecting them, not feeding them. It could have been a bunch of, and it could have been one of those situations where she's always doing something. So now she's back, and he doesn't trust her.
So eventually it gets to the point where the conversation, I guess, doesn't go the way Alvy wants it to go, so he leaves. And Jay kind of runs after him. He's like, you wanted an effing family, like, here's your family. Don't you want to be a family? And he actually says something that's kind of eye-opening because he tells Alvy, he's like, listen, man, you're lonely. Mm-hmm. I see it. And Alvy brushes it off because I think it hits him. Mm-hmm. Like, maybe I am lonely. And he says, no, you're effing blind. Like, as a retort. But I don't think he meant that. Mm-hmm. I think that was a defense mechanism because I think he is lonely. Mm-hmm. It's got to be hard, being such a narcissist. Yeah, you got a girl, but you don't treat her like she's special to you. You treat her more like an object than anything else.
Or a live-in employee, a live-in assistant.
More or less. So it's just a mess. The whole thing's a mess.
Mm-hmm. And you know what? I'm watching all of these people and I'm wondering, how are you surviving in California? Because it doesn't seem like any of these people have steady incomes where they're making a decent amount of money, even though it looks like Alvy and Lisa have a nice house. Yeah. But even they were saying that they're struggling. They're barely making it.
So Lisa comes home and Alvy's drinking and she takes the drink from him. And that's like you said, he mentioned Christina being back. And she kind of was like, oh, mm-hmm. I need a stronger drink. Mm-hmm. And then this last scene, we got Keith, we got Ryan preparing food in the kitchen. And of course, Michael comes in. And I just don't understand. Like, I get him going after Keith because, he sees someone weak, so he's weak himself. Mm-hmm. But Ryan doesn't make sense. This dude already knocked you out without even trying. Like, you shouldn't be going after him.
Maybe Michael just has a mental problem.
I guess, but before that, Ryan tried to give Keith a new bear, a blue bear, and Keith kind of brushed it off and he did say something that made sense. He said, the last person to give me a bear died. So I mean, Ryan understood that, so he kept it for himself. Michael, of course, is being Michael, his normal crazy self, and he kind of makes a move that Keith kind of thought he was going after Ryan one way or another. And Ryan looks up and sees a missing utensil on the wall.
Yeah,
it was a big ass knife, and right away he knew what was about to happen.
Yep.
Because the second he turned around, he said, "No, no, no," and Keith was already stabbing my man.
Yeah, he was going to work. He knew it. It didn't seem like that was the first time he did that either.
He was doing it because he said Michael was coming after Ryan, but he also had his own pent up anger towards this guy. Like, this guy was torturing him a lot.
Also, I mean, it's crazy that he was willing to defend Ryan. He knows Ryan can fight, but he's never defended himself against Michael.
Exactly. And I think mentally that was the only way he could do it. I don't think he knows how to defend himself. I think mentally he's just not there. Now, the crazy thing is he starts screaming and hollering, and Ryan covers up his mouth. Now, at this point, Ryan is nuts because he basically he takes a cleaver and he cuts Keith twice. And he's got a whole Keith's mouth because he's screaming bloody murder. And then he starts calling for people like to make it look like self-defense. I'm sorry, if I just watched this crazy person stab another guy, I don't care if the guy deserved it or not. Take him back to jail. I don't want that person in my bedroom.
Yeah.
I don't care if it's my boy or not. I don't want you in my bedroom. You're crazy.
Yeah, I don't even know how much of a friend he is to me because we barely know each other.
Bro, 3 strikes and you're out, okay?
Yeah.
You were masturbating with fruit. You dropped your balls on the table, and now you stab somebody. That's 3 strikes.
Yeah.
Simple baseball. You're out.
Yeah, you're out of here. Yeah.
Take him to jail. But Ryan, man.
He would have been out with me when I came into the room and he's tearing it up looking for a damn bear.
Yeah,
I would have been done with him then. I can't deal with that shit.
Oh, I mean, I remember that from the way things went down, this whole thing actually worked. Which, dang, that's a tough sell. That is a tough sell. And a place like that, you'd think there'd be cameras.
Man, I was just about to say that. But also, now you're depending on Keith to remember that.
And he was repeating it multiple times. He was repeating it multiple times.
Yeah. That, he came after me, he cut me, so I stabbed him. Yeah, okay.
I just don't know. I'm sorry, I can't defend someone like that. This dude is too crazy. I tried, my guy. I tried, but you're nuts. Yeah. You're not right.
Yeah.
And we already know because we've seen it all this season. That's gonna bite Ryan in the ass later.
Yeah.
And it's not gonna be good.
Yeah.
So yeah, those are episodes, man. That's a crazy way to end it.
Yeah. But it was good. It was good.
Yeah, it's such a
There's
good
not
show.
a lot of action. It's not a lot of action in this though.
No,
I don't know why I thought it was more action in it than it being a show about MMA. But it hasn't been a lot of action.
There'll be some more fights towards the end and some good training. And then I think season 2 has a little bit more because then they bring the girl in and you see she's got fights. Ryan has fights. Jay has fights. Even Nate gets back to fighting. So once you get some more fighters, I think it picks up a little more. And I think isn't season 2? Didn't they bring in like Kenny Florian and
I don't remember
or something like that?
Yeah, I don't remember. I've only seen each one of these seasons one time, and it was a while ago, so I don't remember.
And you know what's crazy? The reason I started watching this show is I heard about it when I was watching one of the tough competitions. One of the guys was talking about working on this show.
Was it Dana White looking for a fight? Because that's where I saw it.
It was tough. And one of the competitors said he was doing he was helping make the fights look more real. He was like a fight coordinator, basically.
Okay.
Him and one of the other guys that wasn't on the show were 2 fight coordinators for the show. And I was like, ooh, what is this show? I want an MMA show? Hell yeah, I want to watch that.
Yeah, I saw it. Well, I started watching it because I saw Dana White looking for a fight, and they went to the sets, and
really?
yeah. So
cool.
that's why I saw it. That's why I saw it. So I looked
I
it
never
up.
watched that series. I don't know why. Didn't you need Fight Pass for that?
Dana White looking for a fight?
Yeah.
No, it's on YouTube. So
okay.
basically, Dana White, Matt Serra, and Dean Thomas, they'll go to a different city.
Oh, I did watch a couple of those on YouTube. You're right. I remember that.
So that's where I saw this. They were in, I guess, LA for one of their episodes were in LA.
What a great name for a series.
And Frank was in it. Yeah, Dana White looking for a fight.
I like it.
I think that's where they found Sage Northcutt got discovered on that show. Nice. Not the one that I'm talking about, not the Kingdom episode, but
I got you.
Yeah, Dana White looking for a fight. Please, so Jeff will probably text us if I'm wrong. So.
Yeah, whatever.
All right. Anything else, Joe?
Oh man, I'm good.
All right. Make sure you guys. Hopefully, we're supposed to do the Batman this week. I know we've been talking about it for the last few weeks on Superflix, but we're gonna knock it out tomorrow. We're gonna record the Batman tomorrow. So everyone, stay safe, stay strong. We'll holler at you next week, and I will play our.
Disaster must come. At best, only postponed. Shaolin Kung Fu, to survive, must now be taught to more young men.